I'm kind of annoyed. Get back to work, mate. Ferriky? 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 Ferriky, don't make me... Oh, now. Okay, now he's working. He had to walk all the way over here, walk through the horses again. Walk all the way over here, just stand around for a bit, and then he's like, oh, okay, now I'll go back to work. Bastard. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to another video with me, Mr. Gil. Thank you so much for joining me. Today we're going to play a bit of Banished. If you've watched any of my channel for a little while, you've seen me play this before. This is basically the game I go to when I want to relax. This is a fantastic kind of, I don't know, survival, civilization style game. You've got to build a village, a town, a thing. Yeah, this is a kind of older game. It's been around, for a while. I think 2015 or something it was made. They don't really update it anymore. However, there's a large modding community that adds lots of mods to it. We've added quite a lot of mods onto this so we can build lots of different types of buildings, etc., etc. Grow different plants, all that kind of jazz. So we're just going to start up a new place. The town name is not going to be called Enold. That's a weird name. It's going to be called Gillold. That sounds better. Definitely. The sea doesn't really matter. We're just going to let that happen. Terrain type, very large. We want very large. And we're just going to go straight into it. So basically, as I said, I kind of play this when I'm feeling a little bit like I want to chill. It's a very, very old school game, a very, very relaxing game in my view. It is very hard. I will not lie. We will probably die. It's very hard to keep your people alive. It's very hard to grow the city properly. So, yeah, it might be a massive failure. But it should still be fun. The idea here is, guys, we've got to build a little town, we've got to build some people, we've got to grow some crops, we've got to, make clothes, make tools, dig up stone, build ships, everything. Basically, pretty much everything you can think of doing. Now, ideally, we'd like to come and eventually, we're going to start in a small little place, and then we'd eventually like to grow and build a proper big city. There are some very cool buildings that we can add into this. As you can see, it takes quite a while to load. There's a lot of crap in there. Okay, whoa. Pause it up, please. Okay, let's have a look. This is what we start with, and this is Banished. Look how beautiful it is. Look at this. If you've not played this before, if you've not seen this before, relatively easy to understand. We've got trees, we've got stone, and then the darker ones here, that's iron. Those are our three main resources. Hidden amongst all these is, of course, food. There should be deer and ducks and all this kind of stuff. We can do fishing. We can do loads of stuff. Now, this is a nice little spot. We've got some place there where we can do some fishing. We've got some rivers where we can go get some stuff. What we need to do first is start clearing and getting food. Food is going to be the big thing. What we don't want to do is get these guys too busy. Now, we've got some cows. Well, they're horses. They're horses. Horses are pretty useless. That's kind of crap. But okay. What we can do, though, is let's stick up some of these thingies. This over here is going to tell us some of the basic information of the game. No, that's the event log. Yep, we need that over here. It's going to tell us if somebody dies or winter is coming, etc. And then we need this one. No. Yeah, I think this one is a nice one to have. This is all the professions that people can do. You can see this is there's a lot of stuff there. Yeah? So at the moment, everybody's a labourer, and then we assign them various roles. What we're going to do, before everybody gets down and dirty, is we're going to clear some land, and we're going to clear towards here because I think we want to build some fishing places very soon. We're going to get them to clear all the resources, like I saw. That means everybody's just going to start clearing all those resources up, which is a good thing. Very, very good thing. What we need to do then is we also need to get some food going. So I think there's not really much open space, but when they clear this, there'll be more open space. We do want some children. Yeah, you know what? We're going to build a house. Now, the game kind of works, it's a bit tricky, as I said, but if you've got enough houses, these people will either, if you don't have enough houses, they'll all cram together in one house, and some of them will be homeless. But if you build enough houses, couples will go off, and then those couples will have children. They won't have children if they're all crammed in one house. So it's best to kind of have some houses going on pretty quickly. We're going to stick with the wooden houses because that's what we've got. We want to stick with this kind of square area, but we're going to put in like here, I think. It's hard because I know I want to build big roads and all this kind of stuff later on. So I want to kind of leave myself space, but I think that's a good one. We're going to assign one builder. Cool, now that's doing. Now, so we've got one thing building here. Loads of them are going to clear this space. We're going to build a fisherman up here. We need to keep some area for wood gathering. I think that's going to be this area. So we're going to build a blah 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 blah. Blah, blah, blah. Where is it? Storage. Here we go. Resources, forest, and logging. We're going to build just a basic forester lodge. Now you can see there's lots of different types of forester lodge here. This is some of the mods that they've added in. Some of them are pretty cool, and we will look at a hardwood forester later on, but I'm pretty certain what I really want just to start off with is a basic forester lodge. Now you can see that area of effect he's going to have. This is where he's going to rip up the trees, or chop down the trees. He's not going to rip them up. He's not that strong. He'll rip them up with his bare hands. Rip them out of the ground. He's not going to do that at all. This is where he's going to cut down the trees, and he's also going to plant new trees. So that means we don't want to build anything else within this circle. Yeah, I think that is good. I think that's good. We're going to chuck him there. Eventually, we want to build a road to him. One of the kind of things... Oh, sorry. One of the kind of... Oh, I screwed all that up. There we go. One of the kind of problems with this game is that... Oh, there's a music bank. Perfect. I wondered where that was. Is that if you build roads, the builders will just build the roads first. It's very annoying. They always focus on the roads first. So we don't want to build any roads yet. Otherwise, they're just going to get distracted. Right next to this guy, though, we do want to stick what's called a gatherer, I think. We need some form of food production before we get this fish thing going. So, and the gatherer is usually pretty good because what the gatherer also gets... Where is it? Gatherer's hut. The gatherer also gathers up like herbal medicines, which is good at the start because we don't want to be spending time building a hospital and then having to assign a doctor, which is just a useless waste of my labourers. So let's rotate this baby, and I think we're just going to have this one opposite the forester, yeah? Like so. Okay, so that's going to be those two doing that, and we're going to assign a couple more builders. So we're going to go for 4 builders because there's 7 jobs. I don't know if you can see that, it's pretty close. Yeah. So now we've still got 8 labourers, 4 builders, that's 12 people in total. We do have 10 kids. The kids won't do anything to begin with, they just walk around. What we should be doing is eventually we should be able to build a stable. Let's have a look. Animal pens. Because we've got all these horses, you see. And I think if we build a pasture, or do we have to build a stable? Water towers, sorry, let me just find this one. Tinneries, transparent fields, blah, 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 blah. I think it's just a pasture. So if we try and build one here, like a long one. Oh, it's not long enough. Okay, let's wait on that for a bit, okay? Let's just chill on that for a bit. The horses won't go anywhere, so that's fine. Let's speed it up, let's play. Let's give it a 2 times and they start going to run around like that. Now this building here is the storage barn, and this is where they've got all their stuff to begin with. So they've got some coats, they've got some tools, they've got some potatoes. We're going to have to get fast on tools and coats pretty soon before winter comes. Potatoes they look alright on. As soon as that gatherer's hut is up and going, we should be okay. Let's actually stick a priority. So we can come here and we can say increase priority, I can't say that word, priority over this area here. Yeah? That means they're going to start doing that as fast as they possibly can. And we might actually say for this building, pause. Yeah, even though we wouldn't mind a house, let's just get them getting the food and getting the wood, because those are 2 massive structures we need. Now you can see what they do is they come and drop off all the stuff. Logs, they remove any trees, logs, stone, basically the 2 main building types, and then they start to build it up. We stopped them midway, so they're at 44%. That's okay. They're all going to run over there now. Now these guys they do have to eat, they do have to sleep. So they'll go over here, they'll do a bit of work, but then they'll go back and have something to eat. So kind of having a good kind of pathing, things are close together. If you put the market here and the guy is living over here and his work is over here, he's never going to get anything done because he's just going to be constantly traveling. So you've got to try and keep people in their areas. keep them surrounded by things that they need. Oh wow, look at this potato. Oh yeah, so these guys up here, they're clearing all these trees and this stone, but they're also clearing any wild food they find, which is great. And then these guys over here, they've removed the trees, and now they're just bringing in all of the stuff they need. You can see them walking around. A little bit hard to see them through all these trees. A little bit hard to see the wood for the trees. I believe that's a saying. If it's not a saying, I just made it up. I trademarked it. It's my saying now. Hard to see the wood for the trees. This is a good storage area. It's at 68%, so we're probably going to have another storage area soon. And in fact, we're just going to do it straight up. If we come into here, storage, we're just going to put a, for now, just a stockpile, which is what this thing is. Later on, we'll probably build some nice actual specific buildings, yeah? Why? I did that, yeah? That's good. Yeah, we'll build some specific buildings, something to hold each type. You know, this is a storage for stone, this is a blah, 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 blah. You know what I mean? I'm sure that you do. Cool, gatherer site is coming together, 54%. We will have to then assign a gatherer and a forester to work in these things. So we're going to be reducing our builders or labourers by 2. And that's kind of the tricky thing. We want these kids to grow up pretty damn fast. And we want more kids to start being born as soon as possible. So that we have a constant kind of kids coming in, growing up, you know, otherwise eventually these adults here will die. They'll either die of accidents, so like, you know, they'll be mining some stone and they'll get hit in the head or something, or they're going to die of old age. So we need to be careful. I think so this is the year here, year 1, current season another year. I think when we get to year like 10, a lot of these people are going to start dying off. So we've got to be making sure we have a good pipeline. That means houses. A good pipeline of kids coming up through the place. Now we really want to get this thing going over here, but I want to make sure that they build these. If I load up too many things to build, it just creates a massive backlog, and it seems that nothing gets done because half of them are running around confused. That's one of the problems, I guess, that the mods can't work out that much with these games. With this game, is that the kind of pathing system and priority system could be a little bit better. It could be a little bit more intuitive, I guess, but it's not. So sometimes you just have to do things a little bit slower, even though you want to speed stuff up. But we're at 59%. Let's just and we've got, how much food have we got? We're doing okay. They will take the food and they put it in their houses. So you can see in here in the inventory, you know, they've stolen houses. They've stolen firewood. Oh, okay. Well, I'm lucky I saw that. We need a firewood dude. So he's going to turn logs into firewood. Fuel production. Woodcutter, used to chop logs into firewood and used to heat homes. Chopper, smaller, less formal area where wood chopping is done. What's this one? Or this one? Yeah, no, we want this little guy, which is just a little guy. He's just going to chop some firewood, and we're going to put him right next to this. And leave space in between for a road. We're going to rotate it so it's like that. And like I said, now this little guy is just going to chop this wood and make firewood. And it's the most inefficient way to do it, but it's a good way to start off because it's cheap. It doesn't require much. What we'll also need is somebody to make charcoal eventually, but we can be okay without that for now. What was the other thing we might need? We're going to need a blacksmith soon, but we're okay for now. Let's just get these couple of things done. That building is done, fantastic. So now we can assign a gatherer on this one here, and we're going to say you just want one gatherer. You got to be careful because gatherers can be the ones who work in this hut. They can also be people who gather stuff from the seashore. So you've got to make sure that you've got the right people in the right spot. So I'm saying there can only be one person working here, and we've only got one person of this type in total out of all our professions. There's a forester. We can do the same thing. So we're going to go up one. We're going to just say there's only one of them at the moment. And then we could also say with this guy, only cut down or only plant. If we leave both of them undone, he's just going to do both, yeah? We're also going to say a log limit, because he's not going to do work, because you can see we've got 384 logs. We can say, we want lots of logs. We can up this to like 5,000. But we'll just go for 2,000 now, because I don't want to press the button too many times. Okay, so these guys are going to now get on to doing their thing. Then hopefully, the builders are going to build this one real quick, and then we can unpause this one, and then we can start to plan out where our fishing hut is going to go. Okay, well now we're down to 4 builders, 7 of those. Nobody's been born. You can see here, Dentony. Oh, one of the great things in this game is the names. I don't know what they did, but it's like they took normal names and then they just slightly altered them. So this is Dentony, has become an adult and is working as a labourer. Fantastic. So one of the kids has grown up, which is absolutely brilliant. Okay, now we're going to be left with this nice space over here. We're going to also clear out some of this, I think. Clear. We want to keep on clearing. We want to actually clear all of this. This hill here is a bit annoying. We can alter the terrain. It's a little bit funky, so I don't necessarily want to do it. But we can do that if need be. Now, let's see if we can stick this horsey pasture here. Horses are going to be kind of annoying unless they make me something to eat. I don't really want them. I could sell them. Now, can we rotate again? How do we rotate? Yeah, right, this one. So let's go. I want this to be a nice big pasture for these horses. The bigger it is, the more you can fit in there, because they will breed. So let's just go for no, not a huge one. We can actually make a bigger one later on. And is that going to be right? I think that's going to be right. I don't know. I want to see. Is it going to? How far? So that there, like this. Again, I'm planning for more roads later on. Yeah. So let's go there. Cool. Let's rotate back around, please. I want to have it. Try and stay to one view in total during the whole game. Close that. We need one guy working here. So now we've got one chopper. He's just going to make some fuel for us, which is awesome. These guys go through firewood like nothing else. So we've got this thing here, and then we should also start to build some more food production in the form of crop fields. Okay, so that's going to come out here. We can have a crop field right here, I think. Like so. We're not going to go too big. The problem, if you go too big now, one farmer can't do it. Now, we did get some, yeah, fantastic. So you start off the game with a couple of seeds, yeah, which is really helpful because otherwise you're in the shit. You've got to wait for a trader. Rye is a good one. Cabbage is a good one. We're going to go with rye to start off with. We're going to add a farmer, one working here. He's going to come over and start planting it. We can tell him to not work, so we can turn off or turn on every building in this thing. We can also ask the labourers to pick up stuff. But by making this a slightly smaller farm, the farmer should be able to pick up everything and move it all the way down here, I think. It's not necessarily that convenient, so we might eventually have a granary up here, or a storage area or a market for foodstuffs. Because we've got the fish here, food thing here, we can put some stuff here and a few houses here, and then we could probably do some more farms on this side to feed these sorts of people over here, yeah? But otherwise, as I said, you're just going to be walking too much. Too much of walking. Walking. Right, so we've got that going. We're going to build this now. And we're hopefully going to be able to put our horses in here. It's probably wise to do one more field for the farmers, but I actually want to get the fish going. It's not a requirement, but I really like having diverse food stuffs. I think it works because there is seasonal stuff. You know, the farm doesn't always grow at the same time every year. It's seasonal. Whereas fish is more normal, blah, 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 blah. You know what I mean? So let's we can get the tidal pool, which gets us oysters, mussels, crayfish, and seaweed, but it doesn't give us a lot. We have to have building materials for that, so we can't do that yet. Hunting blind is good. We can stick that next to the water and shoot ducks. They usually shoot quite a lot of ducks, but I want to wait on that because we need reeds. Wharf and ship. So to get the reeds, we need... What do we need again? We need the... Where is it? No. Oh, where is it? There's a thing that gets us reeds. Where is it kept? That's interesting. We need to find that because that's a very useful thing to have at the start of the game. Oh, wait. Here it is, the shore house. We're going to build that first. Because basically, this can get us reeds, sand, clay, or frogs, or turtles. What's this? We're running low on food. That's fine. So this is a kind of useful building because it can get us so many different things. I think we can stick it right here, but I'd rather stick it... Well, the fishy guy's going to have to come somewhere, isn't he? Maybe we go like... Can they walk over the water? I don't know, actually. You know what? Let's stick him here. See how that works. Okay. Yeah, food is running low, but it will always say that even if we have lots of food. How much food do we have? 0. Okay, but the gatherers are gathering. You know what? We can add another gatherer if we're getting a little bit worried, and I am. So let's add another gatherer. Cool. So that should take one of the labourers over to here in a second. It should take one of the labourers over here in a second. We'll just leave that for a minute. It will update. There he goes. This one with the question mark. I'm trying to work out what he's doing. Okay, so you can take the horses in here. We can add a pasture man. I don't know what they're called technically, but a pasture man. Alright. So eventually, slowly, these horses are going to walk over into this space, I think. And then these builders are going to get this done. Yeah, because this gives us like 4 or 5 different things that can be used. The sand and the clay can be used for building materials, which gives us access to higher level buildings. You can also get reeds, which gives us access to some other buildings, and also some form of clothing, I think. And it can also get us turtles and frog's legs, which we can eat if we don't need to. So eventually we'll probably have 5 or 6 of these shore houses, each one of them doing another thing. Possibly we might have 10 of each, because all of these things are quite useful. And I like the shore house a lot. I think it's quite a useful thing. Okay, well, look at all these children. 1, 2, 3, 4 children were born. Fantastico. And somebody else became an adult. Jenny Fred became an adult. There's a child there called Melissa Betty, and a child called Maureen. These are really bad names. What we also want to do is clear a bit of space. Actually, we can start to build a couple of houses up here, I think. So let's get a house going. And I want to start to do a little bit of nice housing. Rustic abode. What does that look like? I kind of like it, kind of don't. I like a lot this house, the stone house. I really like the stone house. So it's going to come right up next to this storage area, like so. And then you can see it flips, and we've got a new style. We can cycle through the styles by pressing F. There's only 2 or 3 styles in some of these, but you can see that we've got houses like this. Look at this house. Look at that. That's like a Tudor style house. This is a big boarding house. Boarding houses are good if you want nomads to come. We'll talk about nomads in another video. Look at this. Look at this big old house. Old boarding house. Look at that. That's awesome. Look at this. Townhouse. Look at this one. That's another one. You can add, then you can start to module. These are like modular buildings you can stick together as well. Fantastic. But anyway, we're going to go for a stone house. We're going to build one more as well. We're going to give these guys the ultimate chance to make whoopee. We then need to hire another dude here. Cool. Instead of digging sand, we're going to go for collect reeds to start with. That sounds like a good plan. You can see the horses have moved in here, and it's going to keep 5 of them, which we've got. I think these other ones will come as well. Oh no, only 5 can fit in here. Right, okay, so we do need a bigger one. Let's make another horsey paddock. Eventually we're going to merge them together, but for right now we can just make we can make one right next to it. Like this. Like that. Yeah, let's get that builded up. Builded. That's a great word. Builded. Fantastic word. Okay, so we have started our little civilization. We've got some horses moving in their paddocks. We've got some nothing being planted here. These dudes are just rocking on and doing their work like the troopers that they are. We've got a little dude in here who's collecting some reeds. I mean, look at him. Can you see him? I can't see him. There he is. Or she. Is this the woman? This is Jenny Fred. Oh, hey Jenny Fred. How you doing? It's a builder. Okay, cool, nice. Got this person here just walking around, being boring. You can see, look, mushrooms and stuff they gather up. What are you doing, mate? This is Ferriky. He's the shoreman. Oh, there you go. Get back. Go and get the reeds, mate. What are you doing? Where are you going? He's idling. Ferriky is idling and walking straight through the horse pasture, which is a bit rude, and straight through the fence. A little bit rude, Ferriky. I'm kind of annoyed. Get back to work, mate. Ferriky? 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 Ferriky, don't make me... Oh, now. Okay, now he's working. He had to walk all the way over here, walk through the horses again. Walk all the way over here, just stand around for a bit, and then he's like, oh, okay, now I'll go back to work. Bastard. I hate you, Ferriky. I hate you until the end of time. Right. Sorry. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I think we've made a fair start in Banished. And we are gonna, I think, build a massive, fantastically cool civilization. Look at this beautiful river down the middle, this beautiful little lake in the middle here. Oh, I see good things. Good things happening. This hill is in the way and it's annoying. We've got nice, clear... Oh, another lake over here. I like this. 2 lakes. Twin lake. Twin city lake. Lake city. Twin lake city. That's what this is called. Twin lake city. Twin city lakes. This is a nice area because most of it's clear, so it'll take us an easy time. So I think we're going to leave this little circle here and we're going to spread this way around it. A little bit of forest in the middle for gathering. Spread this way around. We'll also have to think about maybe this whole side we're going to leave for gathering to start off with. And we will kind of expand on this side of the map to begin with. I think that's a good plan. If you think that's a good plan, let me know down below. The more people who click like on this, the more people who make a comment, the more people who watch this, the more episodes I'll do of it. I know it's a little bit different to the stuff we play, but I say this is a fantastic game. I would also strongly suggest if you've got a PC at home, give this a shot. It's an older game, available on Steam. I can't remember how much it is. It's not too expensive, I don't think, but it's there, and it is a fantastically relaxing game. You do need a little bit of power in your PC because, as you can see, there's slight lag occasionally, but it does catch up eventually. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure you eat some cheese, and I'll see you again soon. Bye!